I have good news for you who received bad news. You who are there, worried, anxious, with your heart racing, with your legs trembling, because of a bad news that reached you and put your heart in despair. It has been worrying you. Pay close attention. Psalm 112 it says, "Blessed is the man who fears the Lord. Blessed is the man who fears the Lord, who delights greatly in his commandments." So pay attention. The Bible speaks of the fear of God as the only fear we should have in life. The only fear. If we fear God, we do not have to fear anything or anyone. Pay attention. I'll go on. His descendants, the descendants of the one who fears the Lord, will be mighty on earth. The generation of the upright will be blessed. Wealth and riches will be in his house, and his righteousness endures forever. Until the upright there arises light in the darkness. Can you see? You who are there, not knowing what to do, with not a clue on what to do next, don't worry. Soon, light will arise in the darkness. God will enlighten your understanding, and you will know what to do. Until the upright there arises light in the darkness. He is gracious and full of compassion and righteous. A good man deals graciously and lends. He will guide his affairs with discretion. Surely he will never be shaken. The righteous will be in everlasting remembrance. He will not be afraid of evil tidings. His heart is steadfast, trusting in the Lord. His heart is established. He will not be afraid until he sees his desire upon his enemies. Do you believe? Do you accept this word? If you believe, now, with this word, receive peace in your heart. Receive peace. Be filled with peace. Be set free from this anxiety, fear that had taken over you as a bad news, that when you open your mobile phone this morning, you receive some message, a call, so-and-so told you. You won't believe what has happened. Then your heart raced before you knowing what has happened, and until now you are anxious. Receive peace there where you are. Do not fear. Fear not this news. If you fear God, if you trust in God, you will no longer need to fear anything or anyone. And I will tell you why. Why does this work? Why is this a fact? I never forget an event that happened to me. On my street, on my road, when I was a child, there was a boy there who picked on me. He picked on me, he was taller than I. Then he threatened me. He told me that he would beat me up. You know how it goes. That bullying matter. I should be 10 years old, 11 years old. And then I arrived at home and I told my brother, my older brother. My brother is 3 years older than I. And he liked to fight. I told my brother, listen, so-and-so from that street, from that house, told me that he would beat me up. Then my brother said, is that right? Let's go there now. We arrived there in the house of the boy. He grabbed him by the collar and said, who are you going to beat up? He's my brother. You can do so now. Will you do so? So do it. I want to see you beating him up. And you can imagine how I was in that moment. I was calm, at peace. What about now? You can beat him up, my brother's here. And that problem was solved. My fear was over. Before, I was worried that the boy would beat me up on the street sometime. I never worried again. Do you know why? Because I had someone greater behind my back. Now, if this is true in a human matter, when you have someone that you can trust, humanly speaking, if that's true, if humanly speaking we can truly trust someone, let's say in my case I had my older brother, but what if that boy had an older brother than mine? Thank God he didn't have, that stopped there. But humanly speaking, if you at times can trust on someone who promised to help you, pass on to you security when you go to the doctors, for example, don't worry, we will treat you, soon you will be well, and you leave that place with relief, with the word of a doctor, you already feel at peace because someone is watching you, watching your back. Now imagine you having God, the Lord of hosts, watching your back, the Lord of hosts watching over you. As the other psalm says, Psalm 27, one of my favorite psalms, Psalm 27, that says, "The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid?" When you fear God, you fear no one else. And this fear, let me tell you something, this fear of God is not to be afraid of God, but it means a respect for God, which is confirmed by your actions towards Him. It is not enough to say that you fear God, I respect God. It's not enough to say. You know you respect God because of your behavior towards Him. So those who fear God have a behavior that does not harm, does not disrespect or disobey Him. You know when you fear God, even though there's nobody seeing you, you behave in a way that respects Him. There's fear in your heart. You are alone, you have the opportunity to deceive, to lie, you have the opportunity in the privacy of your room, of your office, of your mobile phone, you have the privacy to do whatever you want and to cover your tracks, and no one to ever find out. But in that moment, the fear you have for God tells you, no, I won't do that. Even though no one will ever find out, even though I can escape, but God sees, and I won't do it. So when you fear God, this fear towards Him serves as a brake. It breaks you, and it does not allow you to do something that harms your relationship with God. This is the fear of the Lord. When you fear God, you don't want to risk. You don't treat God as a mate. Oh, God is nice, my dear Jesus. You don't treat God as He's friendly, He's nice. No, you treat Him as the Lord. He is God, He's fearsome. And you respect His holiness, His sovereignty, His will. You respect His certainty, because He's always right, because He's God. You are a mere man, creature, and He is Lord. So you respect Him, even when you don't understand, even when you don't agree, but you respect, you obey, and fulfill His will. This is the true fear of God. So when you have this relationship of fearing God He is watching your back. Don't worry. The bad news may come, bullying, bad things may come to you and threaten you. This will be your end, now it's over. They can come, all the threats. You will keep your nose up and stand straight ahead and say, you can come. What's the problem? What did you say you would do with me, against me, devil? Because behind you is your Lord. Actually, He's not only behind, He's ahead. He's on the side, above, under, inside. We are in the hiding place of the Most High. And if He is for us, who will dare come against us? If today's video helped you and you know someone that could benefit from it, share it with them. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, you may do so now. See you later.